Okay, let's try this again. So, um, I have, yeah, I like to be able to work at home or at work on the same projects, and that's, it's really important to be able to just open the exact same thing and not have any issues. And libraries get tricky. It's hard. I really wish I could talk to an expert on the best, smartest way to do that. But one of the things that always nails me is especially like drum sampler libraries, things like that, and I have a lot of trouble with iLocks, and the only thing I really need my iLock for right now is my Slate trigger plugin, which I really like a lot. But and I know there's everybody always talks about how they never ever ever have a problem with the iLock. It's the most reliable thing ever made, but I always have trouble with it. And I'm not a computer dummy, So I'm not sure what exactly I'm going to end up doing, but I'm going to take a look at some free ways to send convert audio to MIDI to send to something. So in this case, I think I'm going to do Slate samples, because that I don't need an iLock for. Let me just find a good chunk of drums here to use. That seems pretty cool. So let's test this with the kick and the snare, I guess. So I'm wondering where exactly I might want to send it. Normally I would send I'd send this thing off to a trigger track. But one of the ways you could do this is with Regate. So, I'm just going to start there. So I'm going to make a instance of a drum sampler. It wouldn't matter. Like I'm going to use a drum sample player, but you might have a free trigger. I think there's one that comes with Reaper in the JS plugins that lets you put waves in it, or it comes with waves. I think it actually comes with some of my old waves from the ancient IRC days when I was making drum samples. So I'm going to just put Stephen Slate on here. Here we go. Okay. All right, I'm just going to load up this kit, and hopefully this is just regular MIDI map things. I think 36 will fire this off. We'll find out. Now here's a kick. Where's... I don't see the MIDI map. I swear it used to be up here. Maybe this new version of site doesn't have it, but so I'll look in the mapping. 36 is a kick. Sorry. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, let's see if this works. Pull up Regate and send MIDI on open close 36. But see, what you would want for a trigger is not necessarily what you'd want for a gate. So we're gonna see that in a second. It's probably gonna make some trouble, but I'm just gonna turn this on for now and see what happens. Otherwise, you could put another instance of Regate and probably turn down the wet all the way and turn the dry up all the way, so all it's being is a drum trigger. That might work cool too. But I think the problem with Regate is that it only sends one velocity. It's not velocity sensitive, or it doesn't. It just sends one. I don't know. Maybe it sends 64 or something. I'm gonna hit play and let's just see what happens. Okay, well, first of all, I got to send MIDI over there, right? Okay, so send. Why are there still tracks here? Oh, I thought I deleted. I must have some hidden. Hold on. I'm gonna clean this up a little bit so this can be easier. Sorry. Well, that's funny. I don't know why. Just want to delete all these. How do you? Okay. So 19 is SSD, right? Yep. Okay. So I'm going to send the kick MIDI to SSD, and I'll do that pre-fader post effects. So there we go. So I'm going to turn off the real kick. So it's not catching them all, but we haven't really set the... There's a false trigger right there. And then it's missing these ones. So it's triggering on stuff that's not a kick, and then it's missing real kicks. That's not good. So let's take a look at that. I'm just going to ditch all this stuff for now. Don't need any of it. I'm just going to try with the gate. Okay. So unlike really should be using pre-release and all this stuff, but I'm just gonna I'm gonna let it. Normally, if you use the attack too low on here, it's gonna make a little spike noise, but we don't care. All we want is a spike noise to fire the trigger. And all this stuff is nonsense. We want it to stay closed, honestly. But I'm gonna have it open. The thing about setting triggers is just like setting gates. So you want it. You don't want anything that's not the drum to come through. And one way you discriminate is by volume. Another way is by frequencies. So I'm going to have just a real short time and see how that works. So let me hit that again. Oh, you know what I'm messing up? So I'm also sending audio there. So no, I'm not. This should sound a lot. So maybe I'm missing this one right here. I'm not really sure how to deal with that. Might end up drawing in a MIDI by hand. But what is nice is that this is working in real time without crashing. Normally, if I send Slate Trigger to Slate SSD 5, I get a crash. I have a feeling that things like this may not be that easy to get from Regate. Because what we've got to do is get it to close, but I don't want gate chatter because that would here. Let me make it so we got a very short trigger pulse, and if you were playing guitar like this, you would hear the gate bouncing open and close, which called gate chatter usually. Okay, so you hear this one got the double triggered. So that's one of the problems. I'm going to set the threshold a little bit higher. So you might actually end up getting away with this. And my thing, lately I've been trying to make tracking the same as mixing, so I don't I kind of doing everything in real time, which is it makes a little bit of trouble. But if you were to record this MIDI, you could go and edit it later and get it exactly right, or you could do some automation to fix it. But what you'd probably want to do is somehow render this to MIDI. Maybe you can just hit record on the MIDI track, or you could send these all to their own. Actually, I could apply effects as new take MIDI output. In fact, let's do that real quick. So watch this. If I right click this track. So what I would do if I were really doing this in a mix, I'd probably duplicate the track, and then on the one that I really am going to use for MIDI, apply track take effects item, says new take MIDI output. Watch me hit that button real quick. Bam. Now it's a MIDI track. So I could go in there and edit all these. In fact, let's have a look at just what this does. So remember, I was thinking, I don't know exactly what it's going to send. It is velocity. Okay, so it sends velocity 127. So, okay, everybody's going to whatever they want to say to me about this. Okay, how do I get back to the previous take? Okay. It sounds completely wrong, but a single volume sample might just work fine, especially if it's blended in with the real drums and stuff. Sometimes even if it's not, of course, you've heard tons of songs where it's just synth drums, but even if it's supposed to sound like real drums, sometimes you'll get away with a single level sample. In this one, it's still going to be round robin, so there's going to be some variety, but sometimes you just have one sample and that's it, and it still works. So, never say never. But it's probably going to sound more natural, easier if we have something that's got multiple velocities. So I looked on the Reaper users group, which is something you guys, whether you use Reaper or not, this some of the best minds in audio engineering are there. And I had asked if anything new was out there for triggers, because there used to be a JS one that came with Reaper that worked pretty good. Let me see if I can find it. Okay. So yeah, one guy says Regate, one guy says JS drum trigger. I know Scott Stillwell way early on made something. But let's see what we got. Okay, audio to MIDI drum trigger. I think that's Scott Stillwell. Where's that? I don't see JS drum trigger. Turn audio signal into velocity sensitive drum trigger. Now that looks promising, right? So here you see it's got an actual hysteresis control, right? Not as a hysteresis, but it's got an open threshold and a closed threshold, and you can set these. You can actually set a higher number here, and it'll just keep it from re-triggering right away. It really depends how this works. Here's a re-trigger interval, which is probably actually better for our needs than the hold control. So let me I wish you could just do Omni, but let me see what happens. I'm going to change this to 36. I'm going to turn off Regate. Now the trouble with this is we don't have that much metering, right? I mean the Slate trigger has that beautiful visual. It shows you all the drum waveforms and everything. It's real easy to dial in. This not so much, but let's just let's see what happens. Okay, so I don't know. I think I'm hearing it. Yeah, I'm seeing it a couple times, but it's just not. I don't know if it's not loud enough. There doesn't seem to be a volume. I should have some kind of output volume for this. Let me see. So you see it hitting, but it's hitting really quiet, like. So I'm not sure. Maybe I'm using it wrong, but yeah. See, this is Scott's. Wait, that's the same one. No, I swear there's another one. Okay. So these are the same thing, right? Audio MIDI. Okay, let me look in Rebank or Repack. No, that's not it either. Oh boy, I swear there was some more. Okay. Crap. Well, anybody out there got a free one they recommend? I'm not sure. I swear there was another JS drum trigger. Let me look again. Oh, Kenny's got a video, of course. Let's see where it is. Let's see what he says. So he's using the same one I was using. Watch this thing get DMCA'd. Yeah. So my problem is the volume coming out of this one. I just don't. Yeah, I really need a volume control for this thing. I mean, like we saw, we definitely could do it with Regate, right? But velocity sensitive would sure be nicer. Let's see if there's a free trigger out there. Hold on. Okay, what do you think we're going to find? Wow, 2006. I probably wrote this. Oh man, this ancient smart electronics one, right? This thing works, but ouch. And it's 32-bit. Always kind of scares me. One trigger gate. I don't think that's what I want. Well, I wonder what's the difference between this and the full version. Let's look. And let's see if this is this thing. Well, how do you get it? Download the latest version. DSP trigger. Windows. Updated last year. That looks okay. Launch it real quick. Okay, so there is a 64-bit version. I'm putting that in now. I'm gonna reload Reaper in a second here. Okay. So. New, okay. Why'd you put the 32-bit? I told you I only wanted the 64. Ah. No, I wanted a free one. Oh my god. Okay. Sorry. So how do I... Well, crap. I don't know how to... What is it? Is it the free one is 32-bit or something? No? Oh, man. What a waste of time. Okay. Just one more time. DSP trigger free. That's where I am. Download the latest version, which is what I downloaded. Try this again. Fire it up again. Close Reaper just in case there's something weird going on. Okay. Okay, so this is up now again. Let's see it. DSP trigger. Yeah, it's asking me for my license number. I don't have a license number. This is a free one. Okay, oh, check that out. So if I hit this pad, so it must be on channel 38. So I don't know if this thing's gonna work. It says demo. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what this means. What does that mean? Select. Anyway, let's see if there's a kick drum. So there's a kick drum. Maybe that automatically goes to 36. Nope. Okay. So how do I tell it? So I want this one on C. There we go. Okay, so hopefully this is velocity sensitive now. Okay. I don't know what E-Link or any of this stuff is, but... So this isn't bad. Look at that. Actually, this is pretty handy. I don't know that it actually works. I'm scared that it says demo mode right here, and I couldn't find anything in the manual about that. But zero latency. See, what's the latency on SSD 5, by the way? Nothing. Okay. So this might actually be a pretty good alternative. I wonder what the real version costs. Let me go check. $40. So does it use a iPad, or I mean, does it use an iLock? If it's $40 and doesn't use an iLock, and you already own like a drum sampler that you like, I'd probably go for this. So the problem is I don't understand what's the difference between free and full. Because this trigger's actually working pretty damn good. I didn't even check. I didn't see any frequency dependent stuff. You know, you can always do that in another plugin, like you high pass and low pass it to make it really a lot more accurate. But and I don't think it has any of that stuff. Let's see, generic pad. I wonder what these presets have filters on them or something. What calibrate is or any of that stuff. I don't really know how to use this thing, but seemed to actually work pretty well right away. So let me see if I can figure out what the difference is. Okay, so here's trigger. Here's trigger free. So how in the world do I get trigger free? That's what I want to know, because I think that's all I really need, right? I don't think I need any more than that. But this is definitely not trigger free. I don't know how to get the trigger free. Pop up the manual again. So here it just says this is the manual. Yeah, I don't know. It works great, but I don't know that I don't know how you get the free version of it. This is silly. Okay, let's try something else. Yeah, anybody know another free? So KT drum trigger, I know that works, but again, I think it's still 32-bit. I swear there's another JS one, but I really like the graphics on that trigger free. You know, what we got here? Drum to MIDI.zip. Look at the guy's name, Dongle Hater. That's exactly why to build this thing. Okay, so here's a different one. Oh man, this one looks nice. Okay, but see, why aren't you guys on Repack, man? Let's see what we got here. Eek. Oh man. Okay, so if you've never done a JS plugin before, I'm just going to copy the text. I'm going to show the resource path in Reaper, and so I'm going to pull that up and effects. I'm just going to make one called triggers. You don't have to put these in a folder, but I'm going to. And make a new text document. I'm just going to call it triggers.js. I'm going to edit with Notepad++. And just paste it in there. So this is the whole plugin. Is that crazy? JS is awesome. And then I'm going to restart Reaper. Okay. Yeah, see, this would be cool, but no. Okay, if I can't figure out what the hell it's doing. Okay, drum trigger V1A. Okay, so let's see how this goes. Oh, man, I had that perfect section looped out. Where was that? There we go. So no latency. Oh, look at this. This is cool. Okay, so let's send 36. So this has some graphical stuff. I don't want any dried out coming. Why is it minus 60? It should be minus infinity. I don't want any audio coming out of this thing. I don't understand the difference between sensitivity and threshold. There is a re-trigger setting. The only thing is sometimes the sensitivity changes the dynamic. So let's see if this makes it louder. See, it's missing. Okay, so again, oh man, the problem here is that I don't have a volume control to turn up. So it's coming into here way too quiet. I mean, maybe can I do it with the input gain, but then it's going to false trigger all over the place. Yeah, so we really need to scale the dynamics here. Not sure if Slate Sampler lets you do that. Let me look. I don't think it does. Maybe it does, but I don't know how. Oh, right here. So let's. Actually, this is pretty good. I'm surprised. Wow. You see that? Did that actually fire? I don't know. It's making it look like it's sending some out. It's hard to tell. Tell you what, you know what we can do. Again. I'm going to duplicate this track and I'm going to apply effects as MIDI output, and let's look. So those places where it looked a little suspicious, yeah, you see that? So there are, so this thing is firing where it shouldn't, and it's pretty hard to tell what the threshold actually is here. So that's gonna be the problem. I mean, you'll probably be able to get it, but a much more graphical program would be nice. It's actually, I think it's easier for me to set it in Regate. You might actually use these in combination too. Forget the MIDI output part. Turn off the MIDI and Regate and just let it send out spikes, and then this will cut off anything in the in between, or should. Yeah, see that? Now that's doable. You know, the problem is here. Let me show you. see how much easier this is to tell what you're doing? Oh, nice. That's the other problem is Slate stuff is kind of, I mean, not just kind of. Slate stuff is crashy. Oh yeah, that's right. If I send trigger to it croaks. Okay. Anyway, that was for Thiago Trinci. There's some free drum trigger. I'm sure there's better drum trigger stuff out there. I could look around, but it's definitely doable. And I don't want to fight the stupid iLock, man. And I don't want to deal with. I want to just be able to open up a project at home and work on it exactly the same way as if I'm here. So why shouldn't I be able to? But anyway, we'll come back to this later.